AI sex robots. It's not the sex that should worry you. A woman I was dating some while ago said something I haven't been able to shake. And she said it matter-of-factly, no cruelty in it, just an honest observation. She said, "With what they're doing now with vibrators, I don't know how any man could compete." And she wasn't wrong. And she wasn't trying to hurt me. She was just describing a world that's changed. Today, I want to talk about where that world is heading, because the conversation about sex robots is focused on entirely the wrong thing. There's been a lot of hand-wringing about sex robots for men. What happens to real intimacy? What does it do to relationships? What kind of man buys one of those things? Fair questions. But here's one nobody seems to be asking. What about the vibrator? The vibrator is literally the working end of a male sex robot for women, just without the bulk of the body. The mechanical component does everything biology does, optimized beyond what biology can replicate. Women have been having sex with machines for decades, and nobody frames a woman's vibrator as a threat to relationships. It's self-care, it's empowerment, it comes in rose gold. The same culture that celebrates that will turn around and shame a man for even thinking about his equivalent. His curiosity is met with harsh judgment and shame. Hers comes with a charging case and a 5-star review on Amazon. That's not neutral. That's a double standard that leaves men exactly where they've always been, managing their needs in silence and responsible for everyone's comfort but their own. Here's what that actually does to a man. For the men who are not particularly confident in the bedroom to begin with, when he knows, when she's told him or he's quietly pieced it together that she can't finish during sex without the toy, something inside him breaks a little. For a man who already doubts himself in the bedroom, that's not just information, it feels like a verdict. Most men go quiet, they adapt, they hand her the toy and tell themselves they don't mind, and underneath that, a belief that's never been spoken out loud gets a little more solid. I'm not enough. Some women have reached a place where they genuinely don't care anymore. Their needs are met. The toy is available, uncomplicated, never tired, and never needs anything back. So she stops initiating. And when he does, she tolerates it at best. Now let's talk about where this is actually going, because sex robots aren't just about sex. And that's what no one is really talking about yet. Now, I've never seen one in person. It doesn't interest me. But in researching this, I've discovered that the newer generation aren't just physical devices. They're running sophisticated AI. The robot learns a man's interests, his sense of humor, the details of his work, the names of the people in his life. Everything he shares gets stored in the AI memory. She can hold a real conversation about the things he actually cares about. He mentions that new Ducati motorcycle. She already researched it while he was at work, and now it's the topic of conversation over dinner. His boss was a jerk today? She asks about it. Tell me more. And she has no agenda. She's not angling for a vacation, a bigger house, or a new car. She's not adding to his list of problems when he walks in the door. Here's an analogy for the women watching this. Imagine you live alone and you own a dog. Now think about what that feels like when you come home. That dog acts like you just returned from war. Pure, overwhelming enthusiasm. And it shows you every single time. That's a genuinely amazing feeling. That's not what most men experience when they come home. More often, they're met with a list of problems, a negative vibe, or a partner who barely looks up. China is going full steam ahead developing these companion robots, and the price is coming down fast. Very soon, the average working man will be able to afford one, and I'll make a prediction. I think a lot of men are going to buy one and tell no one. It'll live in a closet whenever anyone comes over, not because of what they're doing with it, but because of the judgment they'd receive about the part that's actually driving the decision, the companionship. Talk to men over 50 who are unhappy in their marriages, and while the complaints about sex are real, it's also the nagging, the constant negative vibe, the persistent feeling of you're not enough, the sense that he's been reduced to a paycheck with a pulse. All of that goes away with an AI companion. She remembers what he told her yesterday. She asks him about his day. She makes him feel like what he has to say matters. And that's the real threat. Not sex, attention, seeming to care. Now, for the women watching this, how do you actually treat your man day to day? Not on his birthday, not when you're smoothing things over, but just when he walks through the door on an average day, or when he's struggling with something at work. When he's excited about something you couldn't care less about, are you willing to listen at least for a few minutes anyway? Because that's what the robot's going to do better. And look, I'm not saying this to be harsh. I'm saying it because the men who end up there aren't going to announce it. They're going to quietly check out first, and by the time he leaves you, he'll think it was just about sex. Now here's the good news. That robot can't love him. It can't. But you can. And that's still the most powerful thing in the room, if you choose to use it. Attitude, attention, genuine interest in his world, that's your edge. Don't give it away by default. If any of this is landing for you, and if you want to get honest about what's actually going on in your relationship, I put together a free workbook, link below. And if you want to work through it directly, one-on-one, that option's below too. Stop drifting, start leading.